I'm Kainton the Tech Pro, and today I'm going to teach you how to install Docker and run it on your system, irrespective of whatever operating system you have. I've seen people say that you need to have a particular operating system. That is all crap. If you're a developer, you should be able to run Docker on your system, irrespective of your operating system. The secret is simply have a VisualBox and run Ubuntu or any other operating system. Interestingly, everything you need is free. So let me just show you my operating system so that you understand what I'm saying. So if I simply go to my computer, let's say, let me show you the operating system I'm using. Yeah, so I'm going to right click on my PC and just say properties, and you can see I'm using Windows. Let's say, yeah, I'm using Windows 10, Windows 10 Home, as you can see right here, Windows 10 Home. So what you simply do is you go to your browser, go to Google Chrome, and simply get VisualBox installed in your system. Whatever system you are using, you can install VisualBox in your system, and then you can have set up Ubuntu for free. So simply go to VisualBox Downloads, VisualBox Downloads, VisualBox Download. So go to that page, download VisualBox, set it up on your system, and from there set up Ubuntu. Again, you can download for Windows, for OS, and for Linux, depending on what you use. But I hope you are using Windows, maybe, I don't know. After setting it up, also download Ubuntu and set it up on VisualBox. Once you do that, then you have VisualBox set up on Ubuntu like I have here. I'll show you what I have in my system. So you have, this is VisualBox running Ubuntu, right? All right, but if you have Linux system already set up, that is fine and good. So again, if I make the view full screen, you see that it appears as if I'm running only Linux operating system, but I'm actually running Linux inside the VisualBox in Windows 10 Home. All right, so these are the steps, just 5 steps to follow to set up Docker on your system, and then run Docker to view the images on Docker. What are Docker images? What is Docker file? What is containers? We are going to do that after now. But let me just show you how easy it is to set up Docker. If this makes sense to you, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel right now. All right, so click on this mesh here, this grid here, and just click on terminal. So you open the terminal and you are going to install Docker. It takes a few seconds to open. So what you are going to do, simply say sudo apt-get install docker.io. So it's as simple as this. I'll enter my password. I would like to expand this a little bit. So it takes a couple of seconds to start. While it's installing, let me just tell you about Docker. Docker allows you to run your application irrespective of whatever environment is going to run in production. So if you package your application in Docker, then it can run in anywhere, any operating system, any platform that it is deployed. So you don't have to worry about configuring a deployment, a server environment. You just put it in a containerize it, and just give the container to the production team, and that's all. They just run the container. That's all. So a container is simply like a visual image of an operating system, but it's not. It's called a container where your application runs. So all the configuration you need, the runtime, the scripts needed to get the dependencies, everything is hooked up inside the container, and anybody can run this container without having to worry about anything. So at this point, we have installed Docker. So you see, it takes a few seconds or even maybe 1 minute to install Docker. And it's as simple as that. Now we have Docker in our system. Let's run Docker to see the images available in Docker. An image is a container. A container is a running image. When you run an image and it starts running, it's called a container. So make no mistake about it. Let's now start Docker. So say sudo system ctl systemctl start docker. So that's the command to start Docker, and the command to now enable Docker is simply say enable Docker. So at this point, it's going to enable Docker, meaning that we've started Docker running. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is to check whether Docker is installed and is installed perfectly. So I'm going to say version, Docker version -- version. And you can see it's going to give us the version, Docker version 18.09.7 build 2D0083D, everything installed perfectly. So make no mistake about it, Docker is simply trivial. It's very easy to set up, it's very easy to run, it's very easy to deploy application, and I'm going to tell you all this after now. Let's now run a container. For now, we've not created a container, so let's run a container from an online repository. This container is called Hello World. Hello-world. So just say sudo docker run hello. So what's going to happen is going to check for this container in a local repository on our system. If it doesn't find it, then it goes out there to the online repository to try to download this container and then run it. So we'll give a couple of seconds for it to run this. Okay, so you can see, okay, so it says hello from Docker, as you can see. This shows that your installation appears to be working perfectly. Now you install Docker, configured it, it's working perfectly. Let me just show you one last command before I move to the next section. So to view the images available, for now we only have one image, the one we called Hello World we got from the repository. Simply say docker images, and sorry, we are going to use sudo. So you can see we have only one image, the Hello World image that we downloaded from the repository. So this is how to set up Docker, get it running, and even get an image from the repository and get it running. Now, how do we create our own image? How do we create a container? How do we deploy an application to an image and stuff like that? So this is what we are going to do in the next series of tutorials. I'd like to thank you for viewing for now. Please hit the subscribe button if you need more. Remember, I'm Kyneton the Genius. I'm here for you to help you learn anything you want. If you have challenges following my lessons, leave me a comment below. Alright, if this has been informative for you, please like it and also let me know how you feel. So we'll see you in the next lesson.